Hello student, today in this video we will be learning about voice. First let us see what is voice. Voice is the form of the verb which shows whether the subject acts or is acted upon. Simply it means it is a form of verb in a sentence which shows whether the subject is playing an important role or whether we are giving more importance to the action. There are two types of voice, active voice and passive voice. What is an active voice? The form of the verb which shows the importance of its subject as an active doer of the action is called the active voice. So it means in a sentence when we give more importance to the subject and we display it as an active doer, then we call it as an active voice. For example, Tom writes a letter. So here Tom is taking the important place. Second comes the passive voice, the form of the verb which shows the importance of action rather than the subject is called the passive voice. In case of passive voice, we give more importance to the action and less importance to the subject. For example, a letter is written by Tom. Here, so in this sentence, we are giving more importance to the action of writing. So it is a passive voice. Now there are certain rules which we need to remember while changing a sentence from active voice to passive voice. Rule number 1 is the passive voice is formed by using appropriate forms of verb to be with the third form of the verb. So in case of an active voice, when we change it to passive voice, the verb form changes to third form and sometimes we add to be with the verb. For example, you do this, and when this is an active sentence, when we change it to passive, what will happen? This is to be done by you. We here are adding to be along with the verb in the third form. Number 2, the object takes the place of the subject. So we know that in a transformation of sentence or voice change, what happens? The subject goes to the end and the object comes in the beginning of the sentence. Number 3, the subject is either left out or mentioned at the end as a mere agent of the action done. In passive voice, we keep the subject at the end. Sometimes we even drop out the subject. Number 4, the verb does not change its tense but its form only. So the tense does not change of a sentence. If the sentence is in present tense, in the passive voice also it will remain in present tense. Only the form of the verb like do will change to done changes. Then number 5, the preposition by is mostly used to show the subject as an agent of action. Sometimes other prepositions like to, with, at, in, etc. are used in place of by. So this is simple. Number 6, prepositions always attached with the verb in the active voice are not dropped while using by. So suppose in the active sentence we are having a preposition along with the verb. When we change it to passive voice, that preposition will remain with the verb. For example, they laugh at him. When we change it to passive voice, he is laughed at by them. Now let us go through this chart which will make our understanding more clear. So suppose the sentence is in simple present. I hope you remember the tense forms. So when it is in active voice, examples are given here. I do it. And when we change it to passive voice, what will happen? It will change to it is done by me. So do will change to done and we add the be verb along with done, along with the third form of the verb. Then in case of present continuous, be verb plus subject plus ing, and in the passive voice, what will happen? Be verb plus being plus third form of the verb. So I am doing it. So doing will change to being done in the passive voice. Present perfect, has, have, done. I have done it. When we change it to passive voice, has, have plus been plus done. That is, it has been done by me. Simple past, did. Example, I did it. When we change to passive voice, was, were plus done. So, we will add, it was done by me. Past continuous, was, were doing. So, continuous means verb will go with ing. So, same is here. In active voice, verb will go with ing. But in case of passive voice, it will change to, it was being done by me. Now, past perfect tense, had done. So, example here, I had done it. And when we change it to passive voice, had been done. So, it had been done by me. Again, for a simple future, will or shall, do. I will do it or I shall do it. When we change it to passive voice, will or shall will come with be plus third form of the verb, that is, it will be done by me. The future perfect, will, shall, have done. I shall have done it. And when we change it to passive voice, will or shall plus have plus been plus done. That is, the sentence structure will be like this. It will have been done by me. So please students, look carefully at the sentence structure. Then in case of models, can, may, must. So what will happen? You must do it. This is a model sentence where we are using the model. When we change it to passive voice, it will change to model plus be plus done. It must be done by you. Now let us see at the change of person or pronoun. If in the active voice I is there, in the passive voice it will transform to by me. We will get changed to by us. You remains the same. In active voice also it will be you. In passive voice also it will remain the same. In active voice, if the pronoun is she, in the passive voice it will transfer to by her. If it is he, then it will be by him. If it is they, it will be by them. If there is any name, then it will remain the same. So hopefully students, you have looked at the chart carefully. Please go through the structures very nicely. Try to remember the tense, because tense and voice, they are related. And hope you will do your exercises, and apart from my assigned works, you will practice more at home and learn the thing in more